Hi there, it's Kevin with Gonro Games. We have a special video today. First of all, we have a really special video because we got Santa's helper here. Who are you?
Onyx.
He's shy now that I put the camera on him. We hate Onyx because we hate his kind. We hate lifeguards. They are the worst. We should have no lifeguards allowed in the shop. But we got a special one today, now that I made this video as awkward as possible. So one of my patrons is doing a Secret Santa and has a bunch of kids that are into games. And so he thought, hey, might as well use my patron rewards and get some stuff for these kids. And I thought, okay, well, if you're going to do a sub for Santa, then I'll actually add even some more value in this. So these kids are getting spoiled rotten with what I've got them together. So first off, let's just show the packages. Let's start with my favorite one last. We'll put the favorite one last. Here, we'll start with kind of this one here. So this person wants some Pokemon, D&D, and Magic. So I think the first off, the best thing, you kind of zoom back a little bit. Jeez, you don't have to be so close. I mean, I know you want to be next to me, but we got this bundle. This course hits D&D and Magic in one, so you can't go wrong with the Baldur's Gate bundle. And then for Pokemon, I kind of went a little bit harder on Pokemon here because this is the only one that wanted Pokemon. So we got the new Charizard tins, which are cool. They have some stickers in them. They have tins this tin is a good way for beginners to kind of hold their cards. And then these two battle decks, these are actually pretty good to get going. Both Tinkaton and Chen Pao are competitive. Both of them are. Chen Pao a little more competitive, so I believe they actually, they're desired. And so that's what's kind of cool about these battle decks, is because when you can get a battle deck that actually has cards that are desired, then they're a slam dunk at that point. So you can build onto these decks, make them better. It's a great way to get into Pokemon. You get all the energies and things you need. As far as best bang for your buck, battle decks, you can't go wrong. I think if you're wanting to go and play in a store, I wouldn't go with a battle deck. But if you're looking to kind of learn the game and what it has to offer, battle decks are good. And these are kind of the newer EX battle decks that we have available. Of course, the value pack sleeves, so you can sleeve your cards. I just decided to go with the clear ones. I don't know what color they like or what not, so we have some clear sleeves. And then, of course, for D&D, a great way to get into D&D is the Essential Kit. The Essential Kit gives everything for 2 to 6 players. It runs you through a quick campaign and has like a DM screen, has a set of dice. I believe it's even larger than just one. Yeah, so it's 11 dice in here, so it's bigger than the dice sets that usually come in the other ones. And again, it's got a nice little campaign and character sheets and everything you need to get going. And of course, to store the cards, we have the Pokemon 151 binder collection. 151 is a very nostalgic set, but for people that are have maybe played a few of the video games or just know a little bit about the franchise, these are all recognizable Pokemon. So you can't really go wrong with 151. I think this set will age quite well, and it is still quite a hot product. So I think that is a pretty good one for someone that wants a taste of everything. We have, of course, D&D, Magic, and Pokemon here for this bundle. And then on the next one, this kid just wanted Magic, just the Magic. So we have, I think that a good way, of course, with Magic is the last 3 pre-releases. So I don't know if you attended pre-releases. I think this kid was like younger, like 13. So, but I mean, these are quite fun to play. Pre-releases out the box, you get packs, promos, dice. Lost Caverns of Ixalan just dropped a few weeks ago. Wazville Drain, March Machine, those are the latest pre-releases that have happened, the latest set ones. And I thought this would be cool. I don't know if he likes Lord of the Rings or not, but we got a deck box. These Alcove Flips from Ultra Pro deck box with, believe that's Frodo on the front, as well as a Lord of the Rings Tales of Middle-earth starter kit. So again, starter kits are enough for 2 players to get going. So if he's got a buddy they can play with, have the starter kit and a deck box. And then I threw in some Marching Machines, and I think this is Marching Machines. Maybe this is Dominator United. I think it's Dominator United binder to store the cards, as well as a Marching Machines playmat. So that is enough swag to get going. Of course, to nice little budget way to get a lot of cards sleeved, perfect fitted. These Elite Guards from BCW, they're good to get going. Like, again, I don't want to give like Dragon Shields or like other high-end stuff that who knows if they're going to get used. So it's the best bang for your buck. You go for like these BCW. They sleeve your cards really well. They've got perfect fits in them, a deck box, and some sleeves in it. So yeah, this is a pretty good product for what you get out of it. And then my favorite, and I might need to take the camera in a second from good old Onyx because I want to explain some of this stuff. So this kid wants anime. Specifically, there's one called Ramen. What's Ramen anime? You're a zoomer.
I don't know what
You got to know what ramen anime is. I get these young kids to try to fill my gaps that I have, my blind spots for stuff I have no clue about. And you're worthless. I mean, why are you even here? So anyway, so all I have anime is I got some really cringy Y Shore stuff, but I know One Piece is quite hot right now. So we have the starter decks from One Piece. We have the OG, and then we have the 3 captains. So these are both pretty good starter decks to get going. It's got the instructions in them for One Piece. Of course, it's got the One Piece deck boxes to go with it to put the decks in. And the kid put on his Secret Santa that he likes board games as well. So I don't have Ramen the anime, but I got Ramen Fury the card game, which is actually okay. It's not a bad game. It's pretty fun. I played this one. Basically, in this game, you're trying to make the best ramen, but your opponents can sabotage you by putting chili peppers in it. But some ramen dishes want chili peppers in it. So it's kind of a fun little game of when's the right time to eat your ramen, because when someone eats their 3rd bowl of ramen, the game ends, and then you score points. Got the value sleeves in this again. And we have one of my favorite intro board games. It's a little bit meatier too, because I think if you put board games on a list, I think you've played some board games. So a good step up after you've played a few board games and you're into obviously card games and things like that is Clank. Clank is incredibly fun. It's a deck building game where you dungeon crawl, go down the dungeon and loot items. And it's kind of a push your luck game where you're trying to stay in the dungeon as long as possible and then eventually leave the dungeon and score victory points. If you stay too long in the dungeon, you can get knocked out and eaten by the dragon and just lose the game. So this one's a really fun game. I haven't really heard of many people hating this game. It seems to be a favorite across the board for a lot of people. So we've played a lot of Clank here at the store. And that, last but not least, now I've got to clear my mess out of the way. This one tickled my fancy. So I'm going to grab the camera from Onyx here. So I don't know if I've explained to people, as they see my messy table, but I used to be really into rocks. I used to be into rocks because of this idiot. Where is this idiot? Chloe! Where's Chloe? Chloe. Oh, there's Chloe. Chloe used to collect rocks. It was her that was the big rock collector. So she'd bring home rocks, and every once in a while she'd bring home a cool rock. And then I'd be like, "Would it be like to polish these?" And then, of course, the boredom got into like, okay, let's actually see what it'd be like to polish them. So I'm going to give some explanation of these rocks. He specifically said he wanted geodes. I didn't have a bunch of geodes. This is like the only geode I could find that I found and picked up over the years. So just a little quartz geode here. But anyway, one of the things that we love to do in the summer is go rock hounding and then polishing them. I haven't polished rocks in quite a while, like a year, because I got lazy and my rock tumblers were broken. But these are all found in the surrounding area. And yeah, some of these are definitely some of my favorite type of rocks. So the first one here, this one's called Lace. This is Fish Lake Lace Agate. So it's up on the Fish Lake Plateau. That's why it's named for what it is. It's quite unique because it's got this kind of lacy quality to it. And this is one of my favorite pieces I found. So this one's really cool with, you can see kind of that lace that has in it. And then we have stuff that's right around the corner here, which is just chert. So this is the chert from the Pavant Mountains. I think I've done some videos here on this channel with the Gone Rogers where I've just been walking around. So this stuff is stuff I collect all the time because it takes a good polish. It looks kind of cool. But yeah, this is called chert. How this is formed is, I think it was by snails, or I know it was a sponge. Sponge or snails were in this ancient seabed, and when they decayed, they left the materials they made for like their exoskeletons, and it all accumulated into these layers and created things over time called chert. So a lot of these are, they're made by silicates, agates, chert, flint, a bunch of those things are all in the same category. We have some more chert here that has like a nice shine to it. And then this is probably my favorite type of rock. This is just quartz. So these are quartz nodules that form in sedimentary rock. And what's really cool about these is you never know what you're going to get. They're really pale before you polish them, and then you can see they get these vibrant colors. So I've got a lot of these, kind of quartz nodules that really. Alrighty, so unfortunately we had some video or some audio problems and it cut out and I don't know what happened. So I'm just going to do a little voiceover and give a big shout out as I think I end up rambling for a little bit longer here talking about rocks, just nerding out about rocks. But I want to give a big shout out to Charles for sponsoring this kind of video, this sub for Santa. This is one of the things that is really cool about running a game store is the ability to give back. And these packages had about $100 each. So there's about $300 distributor cost value in each one of these packages. So these kids are getting some really cool presents. And so this is something you want to do for your community. Definitely reach out to me. I'll try to match it the best I can by being able to give some cool gifts to these kids that otherwise would not have a as good of a Christmas. So again, big shout out to Charles, and definitely reach out to me on Discord or on Patreon if you want to sponsor one of these things for your local community. So again, sorry about the audio and whatnot. We rambled for a long time here, but we'll see you in the next video. Thanks for watching.